This is a tutorial on pricing, or in other words, what to charge customers. I'm Marcel Cohen, the founder of Mezuza Business Schooling. I spent a good many years teaching on the MBA programs at the Imperial College Business School and indeed a number of other reputable institutions. What I've found is that whilst the teaching can be excellent, time does not permit workout exercises to improve competence in real-world business issues. We'll cover that in a moment, but before I get to that, let me assure you that you're in safe hands. Before my business teaching career, I spent over 20 years at the sharp business end, including British Steel, Herx Chemicals, the German conglomerate, Fads when it was a chain of DIY shops. But by far the most interesting was my 10-year career at Shell. There, I helped Shell through the petrol price wars. Indeed, the advert you see here was part and parcel of my marketing strategy.
Everybody's doing a brand new thing now.
Come on, baby, do the show promotion.
I know you'll get to like it if you give it a fling now.
Come on, baby, do the show promotion.
Buy yourself some petrol, you can do it with ease. For every £6 that you spend, you get one of these. So come on, do the show promotion with me.
Mezuza provides you with a weekly workout on which to test and improve your competence. However, the big deal is that it provides you with personalized feedback to help you improve. It could not do that without the help of Marty, our artificial intelligence robot. You see, Marty is a bit of a whiz, Marty the Smarty, if you will, at finding the very best solutions to business problems. So all Mezuza has to do is compare what you do with what Marty does to help you learn from the gaps. To get the tutorial started, we consider a typical example that you'll face in the workouts, and indeed a vital issue in the real world. What shall I charge the customer quarter by quarter if I wish to maximize my profit at the end of the 6 quarters of trading? Good question, no? Let's look at what we are asked to assume here. This combination changes for every workout. Firstly, you're in a highly price-sensitive market, so no one can afford to be too far out of line on price, especially that your product is pretty average, not much better nor much worse than similar products. The market volume is forecast as follows, with the first quarters are 3, 6, 2 and 3 million units. And it seems that the market is seasonal because we have a repeat of 3 and 6 in the first 2 quarters of the following year. Secondly, the cost of your product is similar, if not identical, to that of competitors. You may even be using identical suppliers. Assume that the unit cost is $54. Thirdly, mounting a sales promotion limited to $1 million per quarter has an equivalent impact to a 25-cent price discount. Fourthly, mounting an advertising campaign, again limited to $1 million per quarter, improves the perception of quality. But this dissipates quarter by quarter because it's only a perception. Finally, competitors have altogether 4,200 outlets, whereas you only have 900 outlets. You'll appreciate that these are simplifying assumptions, but they still capture the essence of the real world. There are, of course, other assumptions which remain unsaid. This is to avoid clouding the issues. As evident by the rise of price comparison sites, whilst price is an important parameter in making a sale, customers tend to compare it to alternative prices. So before we get to how much we can sell, we need to look at competitor prices and establish the percentage that we are above or indeed below the rest of the market. We call this the price premium. A positive price premium means we are pricing above others, and a negative premium means that we're pricing below others. When you select a price, competitors will respond. I hear you say, well, that's all very good, but how do we know what competitors are going to do? Well, of course we don't, but we can assume that if competitors are rational, they will do whatever is needed in response to your chosen price to ensure that they maximize their own profit. You might like to guess at that. That's better than nothing. And if you do, this should reflect your influence as measured by your number of outlets, quality, and the cost of product. However, Marty, being Marty, uses some clever mathematical trickstery to estimate how they would respond to your pricing choices. The formula for the average market price looks scary, but actually is not so bad. All you need to do is enter the value of each parameter. All are straightforward, other than the cross-elasticity, which needs some massaging. See the recipe for doing this in the worksheet labeled Elasticity E. The peculiarity of price is that it affects the number of units that you sell, depending on what competitors do, of course, but it also affects the profit on each unit that you sell. There is therefore clearly a trade-off. Decreasing your price as compared to competitors increases the number of units sold, but it reduces the profit on each unit that you sell. Conversely, increasing your price as compared to competitors decreases the number of units sold, but it increases the profit on each unit that you sell. Here is Marty's trade-off. It's an ideal balance. His prices are not too high that units sold suffer and not too low that unit profit suffers. His chosen prices give the best combination of volume sold and unit profit. This is what you must strive to do in your own way. You might like to create a table that shows a column of possible prices, and for each estimate the sales volume, the unit profit margin, and finally the total gross profit. You then search for the price that yields the largest total gross profit. You do this quarter by quarter. In creating your pricing table, you might note that the relationship between the volume that you sell and your price premium is not merely a straight line, but rather a sort of S-curve called a sigmoid. If we keep reducing prices, so lowering the price premium, at first we increase volume sales, but eventually we hit a maximum or saturation point when no matter how much our prices are reduced, we have very little volume gain. Conversely, if we keep increasing prices, so increasing the price premium, at first we lose volume sales, but eventually we hit a minimum or saturation point when no matter how much our prices are increased, we have very little volume loss, keeping a few loyal customers. It's now time to examine how Marty introduces sales promotion and advertising as necessary. These two campaigns are often confused. A sales promotion is an inducement to increase sales, such as buy one, get one free, or a free gift with each purchase. Here are some examples on the left. These may involve advertising, but unless connected to a promotion, advertising itself improves the perceived quality of a product. Note, it's only the perceived and not the actual quality of the product, so the perception decays over time. Some examples are on the right. Let's see how they operate in the real world. With sales promotion, the customer evaluates the deal offered and interprets it as if it was a price discount. Advertising, on the other hand, improves the perceived quality. Thus, a different volume price curve applies, leading to a higher optimum price and consequently a higher unit margin. There are two key determinants on whether or not we mount a sales promotion or indeed an advertising campaign. The first is whether we have scale, that's a large enough network of outlets to spread the cost of undertaking a promotion or advertising campaign. Clearly, the more the outlets, the greater the amortization of that cost. This amortized cost per outlet needs to be recouped through the profit generated by each outlet. This brings us to the second determinant, a break-even analysis. We must now see whether each outlet is capable of generating enough additional profit to justify the cost of the campaign. Clearly, this is more likely when the market has a high demand. Now let's turn to Marty's strategy. See when Marty decided to mount a campaign and equally when he decided not to mount a campaign. Turning first to advertising, we see that Marty decided that the two criteria, that's scale and additional profit, were valid only in quarter 4. The benefit accrued in quarter 4 and the residual benefit in subsequent quarters made the decision to mount an advertising campaign in quarter 4 worthwhile. When it comes to promotion, when market demand is 6 million units, as in quarter 2 and 6, then Marty felt that it's worthwhile mounting a sales promotion. The same logic prevented him from mounting a promotion when the market demand is 2 in quarter 3. What is curious is that Martin doesn't mount a promotion in period 1 and yet permits it in quarter 4 and 5, even though the market demand is the same at 3 million units. Marty's reasoning is that the quarter 4 advertising campaign improved the perceived quality of the product in both quarter 4 and subsequently, enabling higher prices and so higher unit profits. With higher unit profits, it's worthwhile to mount a promotion in quarter 4 and quarter 5, despite the market volume being only 3 million units. Notice that Marty's strategy has a logical rationale and is integrated. Indeed, we see that each of promotion and advertising permit Marty to charge higher prices than otherwise. This extra profit more than covers the $1 million cost of mounting such campaigns. Finally, here is Marty's recommended prices, shown against the competitor price response. In this example, Marty maximizes the net profit in each quarter, leading to a closing cash balance of $24.4 million at the end of the 6 quarters. Not bad, having started with just $1 million of cash. Your competence score shows how you compare to Marty's closing balance in your specific workout. If you've managed to follow this tutorial, then you should pat yourself on the back. Pricing is not an easy subject. You might need another run-through. I hope you can now enjoy tackling the workout exercises to improve your competence. Thank you for watching.